Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be giving my match predictions for round 4 FA Cup fixtures. And what amazing results we just had for round 3. We saw some amazing upsets. We saw Kidderminster beat Reading, a championship side, and actually qualify for the round 4 of the FA Cup. We also saw Newcastle lose to Cambridge United, who also advanced to the round 4. So let's see if these sort of fairy tales will keep on continuing and see that the FA Cup is still alive. It's not dead. It's not one of those trophies where all the big teams win, because we've been seeing some amazing upsets. But for round 4 of the FA Cup fixtures, we got some amazing games as well, man. We got Manchester United hosting Middlesbrough on the Friday. That's going to be an amazing game to open up the FA Cup ties. We also got Chelsea v Plymouth. Do you think Plymouth can pull off an upset? And we also got Liverpool versus Cardiff. And we know the last time these two sides met, back in 2012, when it was the Carabao Cup final. Let's just hope for more drama, more excitement, and more thrilling results like we always do. But before I go in this video, you know I'm going to say, make sure you guys like, comment, and hit the big subscribe button right there. Make sure you guys in the comment section give me your own predictions. Who do you think is going to win in the round 4 of the FA Cup fixtures? So the first game I'm going to be predicting is Manchester United versus Middlesbrough, and these two sides aren't strangers to facing each other. Despite Middlesbrough obviously being in the championship competing for the playoffs, we've seen in recent years and even decades ago, these two sides have some amazing games in the Premier League. So let's just hope for another set of amazing games like we do see between these two sides. But going into this game, I feel like Middlesbrough should feel like they have a chance. Remember the last game Manchester United played against Aston Villa? In all honesty, when they played against Aston Villa at Old Trafford, they played quite poorly. They got some lucky breaks, and I feel that overall Aston Villa should have been the side which went through, because they played with more entertaining and exciting football and looked more threatening against Manchester United's defence. I feel like Manchester United got lucky with that one goal, and after that they had no ideas, no ambition, no way of breaking down Aston Villa. But obviously Middlesbrough isn't Aston Villa. Aston Villa have signed some amazing players this season. They have Steven Gerrard at the helm, and Middlesbrough are in the championship, are competing for the playoffs this season. So obviously on a consistent basis, they do not have the threat or the caliber to actually threaten Manchester United's defence. But if you see Manchester United's home record this season, and even last year, it just feels like they do not make it a fortress. Old Trafford, it feels like teams can get 3 points and actually beat Manchester United. So Middlesbrough should be looking at their lips, thinking that this is going to be a great opportunity to actually beat Manchester United. And Manchester United can't think this is going to be an easy game. It's going to be an easy run-in. It's going to mean automatic qualification for the next round of the FA Cup, because Middlesbrough have actually won 5 of their last 6 games they've played. Although being in the championship, they're still going to have the confidence, they're still going to be in high spirits that they can actually pull off this upset, especially at Old Trafford, where we know Man United struggle to find form. However, at the end of the day, I can't see myself betting against Manchester United. They have way more quality, way more class, and we've seen Ralf Ragnick in the last fixture against Aston Villa actually start a very strong side with his starting 11. So I don't feel like he's going to give the youngsters an opportunity to play this game, because he knows that this is only his real realistic chance of winning silverware as a Manchester United manager this season. So I think players like Cavani, maybe even Ronaldo, obviously other experienced players like Varane, Lindelof, whoever is going to start, and there's going to be too much of a threat against Middlesbrough, who we know do not have the caliber or the talent to compete with Manchester United. So going into this game, if Middlesbrough do start fast, and if they do score a goal and can sit back and be a compact shape, we know Manchester United struggle to break these sort of sides down. But at the end of the day, I don't see this happening. Manchester United are going to turn up. They have too much quality. So going into this game, I'm going to be predicting a straightforward 3-1 victory for Manchester United. So the next game I'm going to be predicting is Liverpool versus Cardiff. And like I said in my introduction, the last time we saw these two sides actually compete for silverware was actually 8 or 9 years ago, when Liverpool beat them in a thrilling contest in the Carabao Cup, where we won on penalties against them. Obviously the stakes aren't that big this time. It's only the round 4 of the FA Cup, but it's still a big game for both sides to actually advance into the next round of the FA Cup, having dreams of aspirations that they can actually make a deep FA Cup run, especially Cardiff. But going into this game will be interesting what Liverpool does. We know we just came off a winter break, but it will be interesting to see if Jurgen Klopp actually plays his starting players. We know Salah and Mane is still away, so does that mean players like Jota and Firmino should be stuck into that side straight away to make up for the lack of quality we may have? But at the same time, we know Jurgen Klopp doesn't really take these sort of competitions seriously. Yes, we got into the final of the Carabao Cup by accident, but apart from that, he doesn't really take these competitions seriously and likes to fill out youth players. And going into this game, I feel like he will have a mixture of youth and experience, like we saw in the last game against Shrewsbury at home at Anfield. We saw players like Gordon and Moulton have decent games, but mixed with the experience of Fabinho, Van Dijk, Firmino coming off the bench as well. So I feel like Klopp will strike the perfect balance for his side to ensure that they are competitive, but still have the freshness and the legs in that side with the youth to make sure that they can beat Cardiff. But it will also be interesting to see if Jurgen Klopp plays his star signing, who we signed in the January transfer window, Luis Diaz, in his first game against Cardiff. Think about it, it's a great occasion playing at Anfield in your first game, and all due respect to Cardiff, it's against a very poor Cardiff side who are in 20th in the championship table right now. So this is no better place to start your debut for Luis Diaz, and it's going to give the fans a lift, actually be up for the game, because we know FA Cup games aren't very appealing compared to Champions League games at Anfield. So it's going to give the reason for fans to actually go to this game and actually be in high spirits that they're going to see their star signing. I feel like it's going to be a straightforward, easy victory for Liverpool. Cardiff are 20th in the table, like I said, 4 or 5 points just above safety. They got more important things on their hands, and a deep run in the FA Cup with them taking it serious, playing their starting players, may cost them a place in the Championship. And Liverpool, despite missing Mane and Salah, we got enough quality in the bag to ensure a straightforward victory at Anfield. I feel like the young players are going to have a point to prove, because obviously they're not in the starting lineup. Players like Gordon, Moulton are going to want to appear on the bench more in the Premier League games. So this is a great opportunity to display their quality, and I feel like they're going to take it with their hands. So I'm going to be predicting a 3-0 victory for Liverpool at Anfield. So the next game I'm going to be predicting is Kidderminster versus West Ham. And what an amazing result for Kidderminster. Who would have thought they're preparing for their biggest game in the club's history versus West Ham, one of the top premier sides in the Premier League, competing for a top 4 place this season. Imagine a 6th tier team hosting one of the biggest clubs in England, West Ham, in the 4th round of the FA Cup. This is an amazing achievement for the side, and honestly, the players, the fans, the board, they must be excited, ecstatic, and whatever happens on the pitch, they know that they can hold their heads up proud that the players have performed absolutely brilliant to get them to this place, beating Reading in the round 3 of the FA Cup ties. And I feel like going into this game, the players should play with freedom, with confidence, with joy, because there's no expectations on them. They're the underdog, the supreme underdog. They are David, they're little David compared to Goliath, West Ham, the Premier League giants, and they're looking to slay them. But no one's expecting this, so just enjoy your football. There's no pressure, the fans aren't going to boo you, the environment is going to be amazing around the stadium, buzzing at the best in the Premier League side. So just play with this sort of joy, and potentially, maybe, if you can get an early goal, you can start or stifle West Ham, and potentially, maybe win. But that's all hopes and dreams, and we'll see what actually happens. But going this game tactically, I think the home side will make it a physical battle to make up for the lack of quality compared to a Premier League side like West Ham. But I feel like this will just play into the West Ham's hands. I know Kidderminster's pitch may play a factor, because obviously he's not Premier League proven, not Premier League quality, and it may take time for the West Ham players to adjust on this sort of pitch. Maybe a few bubble passes which the Kidderminster players can latch onto. However, players like Rice, Soucek, Antonio, the defence, they're big, physical, powerful players. So even if they try and make it a physical battle, the home side, I feel like West Ham have the characters, the players, the personality to actually stand up to this and potentially win the game. Going into this game, the Kidderminster players obviously have done amazing to get this to this point, but they have not gone against Premier League proven players like Antonio, Bowen, Ben Rama. No, like these players are amazing, especially against Kidderminster, who are going to be looking at this game like, oh, these guys can actually pose a real threat. So going in this game, I don't think Kidderminster will get thrashed. I feel like they got too much heart, too much passion, and then the fact they got to this round of the FA Cup, it just shows volumes of how much spirit they have. So I'm not going to predict that they will be easily floated out of this competition. So I'm going to say they're going to lose 3-0 at home. David Moyes is going to look at this competition as a great opportunity to get West Ham silverware, first time since 1980, and this is a favourable draw for West Ham, and they're not going to take this game lightly, so it's going to be a 3-0 victory for the away side. So the next game I'm going to be predicting, and I feel like may have the potential to be the best game all weekend when it comes to the FA Cup, is Spurs versus Brighton. two amazing Premier League sides going up against each other, looking to break their trophy duck, which has been going on for how long? Especially Spurs, they have not won a trophy since their League Cup in 2009, 2008. Brighton, I don't even know the last time they won this trophy. But I feel like for both sides, this is a favourable draw, man. It's a great opportunity to advance to the latter stages of the FA Cup, have a deep run, and potentially get a favourable draw so they can potentially even win the competition. But in terms of the managers, going into this game, I could not think of two polar opposite managers, man. We got one side Conte, he plays a 3-4-3 defensive counter-attacking football, and then you got Potter, who plays more attacking football, more flair, more energy, high pressing, looking to actually play on the front foot. So we'll see how these two teams actually go on and display themselves when it comes to this sort of game. Spurs should be worried of Brighton, because going into this game, Brighton have not lost in their last 5 games, albeit 4 of them being draws, but they have been playing entertaining, thrilling football, and most of those games they've been playing, in all honesty, they should have been winning. The 2 times against Chelsea, the time against Crystal Palace in their derby, like honestly, any other day the result would have went the other way, so Spurs cannot take them lightly. But going in this game, I feel like I'm going to be predicting an upset. Brighton going to win this game. Conte got more important things to focus on, like the top 4 race heating up with teams like Manchester United, Arsenal and even West Ham. And Brighton, they're sitting in mid-table, nowhere near the relegation zone, but nowhere near enough to compete for a European spot. So Brighton are going to play the stronger side, and I don't know if Conte will do this. Conte, we've seen last time he done against Morecambe, when they literally played their weaker side with players like Dele Alli, Gill, players like that. They had no threat in the opposition when it came to the final third and weren't able to score until the big guns like Kane, Lucas and Son came on. But in all honesty, if they don't come on, I think Spurs are going to lose. Because if they didn't play well against Morecambe, their secondary players, how on earth are they going to play well against a very well-drilled side like Brighton? Especially Spurs missing players like Ndombele, Gill and even Dele Alli going away, obviously getting sold and some of them being on loan. Spurs do not have the strength and depth to actually rotate their squad. So I feel like even if they do rotate their squad, it's going to be a poor side which Brighton can take advantage of. So I'm going to be predicting a 2-1 away win for the Seagulls, and I think they'll advance to the round 5 of the FA Cup. So let's see what's going to happen. So the last game we're going to be predicting is Nottingham Forest versus Leicester City. And honestly, Nottingham Forest could not have picked a better time to play Leicester City, who have just been up and down all season when it comes to their form. One minute they look like world beaters against Manchester United or even Liverpool, and next minute they're losing games they should be winning. We don't even know what type of side Leicester City will field or even what sort of form they'll have when it comes to this game. So how can I trust Leicester City when it comes to this matchup against Nottingham Forest? Nottingham Forest, although they didn't have that much quality against Arsenal in the final third, both sides were not able to muster that many shots on target. But honestly, defensively, they looked well drilled, structured and made it hard for Arsenal. So I feel like Leicester City will come with this sort of problem as well. Obviously, Leicester City have much more danger when it comes to the final third compared to Arsenal. And although I did say that Nottingham Forest should be kind of happy that they did get Leicester City are a desperate team at the moment, and there's one team in football you don't want to play against is a desperate side. Imagine if Leicester City actually get knocked out of the FA Cup round 4 being holders. Obviously that's too early for them, but at the same time we may see Brendan Rodgers be sacked because of this, because other than this, Leicester City aren't playing for much this season. So Leicester City players may think this is a desperate game they must win, and they will not be complacent versus against a so-called weaker championship side and will take Nottingham Forest seriously. So at the same time, Nottingham Forest should be happy to play against the inconsistent side, but on another side, they should be worried that obviously Leicester City are a desperate side. However, I still think I'm going to be predicting an upset. The reason being, Nottingham Forest have not lost at home in the FA Cup tie for the last 7 years. And it's not like they've been playing easy picking games against League 2 all the time. They have been playing against respectable sides. Arsenal, knocking them twice in the last 7 years. So why am I going to predict against a victory for Nottingham Forest when we know it's a fortress at their home stadium? So going into this game, I think Nottingham Forest will win, even if it's a scrappy win, 1-0 or whatever. But I'm going to be predicting a 2-1 victory for Nottingham Forest.